What's going on, OTR crew? It's your man Chief here today, taking the reins on today's subject. We got Goat here, as usual.
What's up, guys?
We're going to drop some knowledge on y'all.
Yeah.
Today's subject is going to be based on artificial intelligence. So I know there's a lot of opinions about that going around, because the advancement of AI is just moving faster and faster every day.
Mm-hmm.
So, so I'll just start it off. I'm not going to waste time.
Oh, well, real quick. Sorry for missing a week there.
Bad,
guys.
Yeah, we missed a week.
You know how it is. Life happens. We got a plan set up. It's not going to happen again.
Yeah. We just had to figure out a few things, but now we got it. We back.
Yep.
So, first question. Is AI a threat to humanity?
Ooh.
What you think about that, Go?
That's a good question. I'd have to say that it definitely can be a threat to humanity. I don't think in like a full Terminator way. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like anytime I think of AI, my mind always goes like Terminator. But it's like I don't think it would drop a nuke because it would risk killing itself.
True.
You know what I mean? It would risk bringing down the power grid and killing off all electricity, which would then kill itself. So, I don't think it's a threat in that way, but I do think it could potentially hack into cars like Teslas, and it could even make its own stuff like robots and control them and stuff like that. And we've seen advancements of robots here, not even lately, just over the years. Robots have been coming out, and they're starting to be more and more agility. They're starting to have more agility, so to say. So they're not so slow and whatnot. So they could hack those. I don't know. It's a pretty scary thing, in my opinion.
Yeah, I kind of agree with you on that part. It definitely has the potential to be a threat. Because, we're building another life form.
Mm-hmm.
And if we don't do it correctly, that could be all bad for us.
Right.
You got to think, we're already the smartest beings in the world. Why do you think we got lions and tigers and zoos and stuff? We got them all on lockdown.
Right.
Because we're smarter than them.
Yeah.
We know that.
Yeah.
So for us to build something that could be, probably is, a lot smarter than us already.
I think that's a great point, actually.
Yeah.
We're the smartest, and we got animals and zoos, and we look at them, you know what I mean? So, what's that look like with AI?
That's what I'm saying.
You know what I mean? Are we going to be the next zoos,
That's what I'm saying, man.
Huh.
But, if we do things the right way, and we go about it from the correct angle, I feel like it could be an asset for us.
And have, an off switch.
Yeah.
Because, the guy that made ChatGPT and who, is the CEO of it, he carries around a bag that has, an off switch at all times.
You just kill it.
Yeah.
Because if not, ain't no stopping him.
Yeah.
9mm ain't gonna do nothing.
No, it won't.
Okay, so let's go to question number 2. Is AI research moving too fast? Now, I'll answer this one. Personally, I think it is. Because you got to think of what year we're in. It's 2024. Back in the 90s, they didn't even hardly have cell phones.
Right.
And now, fast forward 20, 30 years later, we're talking about creating another life form that's going to walk and talk by itself and take over people's jobs.
Yeah. And that's we get down to the real nitty-gritty of it.
Mm-hmm.
If AI does exactly what it's designed to do, I think it's more scary for people in their jobs than anything. Because the amount of jobs that's just going to get taken away because a computer can do it faster, smarter, more efficient, doesn't need to take breaks, doesn't need to go home.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's
work all day, all night.
Yeah. And so, your efficiency is going to, if you're a business owner and you see, this is going to be way more efficient, I'm not going to have to pay it.
Right.
Why wouldn't you use it?
That's what I'm saying.
And that's a scary thing too, because we have, we got lives at stake, so to speak. People have to pay bills and they got to have money and you know what? And there's a lot of jobs that could go bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Yeah,
Bye-bye, literally.
Bye-bye, see you later. And
Yeah, I mean it's crazy, man. Because you got to think like if they build all these robots and all these AI technology to take over jobs, what are we gonna substitute those jobs for? Because if we don't have any more, if we have so much AI out here that we're now useless technically, right?
Mm-hmm.
What are we gonna do?
Yeah. And honestly, I think like your safest bet would be to be in a trade, really.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, if you're in a trade or you're a CEO, those are like the jobs that aren't necessarily at risk.
That are harder.
Right now. You
Yeah.
know what I mean? Based on where AI is, it doesn't have a body to function. It can't walk around and do some of the stuff that people can do
Right.
in the trades. Not to say that can't happen, because obviously we've seen advancements from, like you said, not having a phone. We went from oh no, I'm gonna brain fart. I don't know what it's called.
What?
Oh no, a pager.
Yeah,
we went from a pager
Yeah.
to like nowadays where we got iPads, we got mini computers in our pockets.
Uh-huh.
We have like the computer wasn't even invented in the 90s.
That's what I'm saying.
And now we got all the way up. You fast forward, we got like a computer in our pocket, which is crazy. Maybe there was probably computers in the 90s, but 80s.
Not as powerful as
still,
today.
Still, yeah. Like you're talking about the 80s and whatnot, and it's just technology is improving and whatnot. And to be on the flip side of against AI, the flip side of that would be people that were scared of new technology like the phone.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Like when the iPhone came out, people were like, "Oh, that's kind of I don't know about that." This
Kinda
technology is
weird.
weird. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And now everybody uses a cellular
Now
device.
you weird if you don't have one.
Yeah.
That's what
So
they say.
when it comes to like AI, maybe it is like a good step forward in like the evolution of man. And I'm not saying like evolution isn't like we came from monkeys, but evolution isn't like we evolve as far as like the technology and all that kind of stuff. Like when the country was founded 500 years ago, nobody was driving around on cars.
Nope.
You know what I mean? We evolved to where we had the technology to make cars,
Mm-hmm.
and that's kind of like a reference to what I mean by what I'm talking about.
Yeah, I like that. I like that a lot. I mean, when I think about AI, I always think about the movie WALL-E. You know, how they had all the robots were doing everything that the humans are supposed to be doing, and you saw all the humans just
they
floating around, fat and lazy.
super fat, lazy.
That's what I think it could possibly go to.
Yeah.
Okay, so yeah, and that just leads me on to my next question: is how will AI change the workforce? And kind of like you said, you get a trade. Trades are going to be harder for robots to take over. But if you're somebody who works behind a desk, like a accountant.
Yeah, I'm about to say an accountant is like the number one target.
That's what I'm
That
saying.
people are gonna run after, or like AI is gonna take over. You'll have like
dispatchers and stuff like that.
Yeah.
You won't need them.
Anybody that sits behind a desk really and does work on a computer, that work can most likely be done by AI. And we've seen that with ChatGPT.
Mm-hmm.
All the teenagers and high schoolers now, they use that for their papers and stuff like that.
Yeah, they use.
So like you can imagine if you had an AI that could just do that for you. You know what I mean? And it basically it's like that. Other than you have to like search it and whatnot. And it's more incorporated as in like a tool you use.
Yeah.
But when it's a full-on AI doing the job itself, like there's no way a AI couldn't be able to just type up an essay and send it to your boss or whatever. You know what I mean?
If that's what you tell it to do, and
Right,
it does it.
right. It'll do that. So I think as far as AI in the workforce is extremely scary.
Yeah.
And like you said with WALL-E, I was wondering like what are some fears people have, and like a big risk with AI is a generic spiral. So like we can expect a explosion in G-type creativity in our future. The danger here is that our increasing use of AI could make us think too much alike, leading to a decrease in cognitive diversity and increasing cultural tightness.
Mm-hmm.
So here's the thing, when you hear that, I think, oh man, I didn't realize AI was that political.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Because wouldn't it be like say the government wants something, right? And
Right.
they want us all to be on the same page, which I wouldn't exactly say that. I would say the government probably wants us to be on the opposite page and have our not our own views, but just be at each other,
Right.
because they don't want us to focus on what's going on
What they
behind
got
the
going on,
scenes
yeah.
and really deep down do a deep dive into it.
Mhm.
And a lot of people fall into that. But if you're having a decrease in cognitive function, then what's to say that you're not gonna just blatantly miss right over that as well?
That's what I'm saying.
You know what I mean? Because you're not. It's a danger for creativity for kids.
Mhm.
Their imagination is shot.
And it's crazy. Kids are supposed to be the smartest out of all of us.
Right. And now they can just get on a laptop and type in whatever they want, and it'll just poof. You know what I mean? So it's I think it's a risk in that nature. So for Gen Z, our generation, is probably in danger, but not as much as future generations coming would be.
Yeah.
They're not going to have any type of thinking for themselves or anything.
Because they won't need it.
Right. Whatever AI says is just what they're going to do.
It's going to be fact to them.
And what happens with that is you have no leaders.
Mm-hmm.
All your leaders are gone because they don't think for themselves.
Mm-hmm.
They follow. They just do whatever the AI says, basically. And this is a real danger to this, and where it could lead is, well, I'm just going to do whatever the AI says because the AI is smart, and my whole life I've grown up knowing that I could just go to the AI for all the answers.
Literally.
And so you never fail. What happens when you never fail? You never learn.
Mm-hmm.
And so we're just going to have a bunch of idiots walking around that don't know anything.
Zombies.
Yeah, that can use AI, and that's how they have to live.
Yeah.
And the danger of having no leaders is no opposing views, nobody to take control and command. And if the whole planet's like that, I don't know, man. Nobody's going to be able to go, hey, we need to shut this AI down.
It's going to be way too late by then.
It's way gone.
Because nobody's going to have the mind.
Right.
The mind is just zombies.
Right. Nobody's going to have I need to think for myself, and I need to help the world out.
Right.
Everybody's going to be on I don't really know.
Yeah.
They're just that's going to be there. I don't really know. Let me ask AI.
Yeah. Just kind of what's the saying? Product of your environment.
Right.
If you grow up and that's all you know and all you've ever depended on was artificial intelligence, you're not gonna have no intelligence yourself.
Right. And even think about the creativity drop from a kid that's in 8th grade right now to when your parents were in 8th grade. Look at the creativity they had. Your parents used to get creative with a stick in their backyard.
Yep.
You know what I mean? And then an 8th grader today, their version of getting creative is either playing video games or going on YouTube and watching a YouTube video.
Yeah.
We're losing that creativity ability right now. Mm-hmm. And so with AI, that's only going to make it worse.
It is.
It'll ruin creativity, and not only will it ruin creativity, but like we were saying, jobs that could be in danger, like graphics designers.
Yeah.
People that do movies and stuff, AI can just whip that up super quick, easy,
no
done.
need for any of them.
Right. I mean, even actors, they could make a live action film with nobody.
Literally.
And so
just a green screen. And
which is not that's super important. These actors got millions; they'd be all right.
Right.
But for people that have real jobs, you know what I mean?
The guys behind the scenes that's been putting in all the hours.
I mean, so that's a real risk. You know what I mean? And it's just one of those things.
You got to think. I saw a video the other day. McDonald's just built their own artificial intelligence restaurant where it's just a bunch of machines and robots making all the food and pushing them out the windows.
That does not surprise me.
Yeah.
If anybody's going to do it, we knew it would be McDonald's.
Yeah, that's true.
They was going to be the first adventure out there, but still, that's jobs right there. Because 98% of the time, when somebody doesn't go to when somebody goes to college and they get a degree, and they get out, they don't get a job in that degree. Where do they go? They go to the food.
Yep.
I know I used to work in the food industry, and I can't tell you how many people I knew that were in the food industry, and they had a full degree.
Yep.
Bachelor's, master's, didn't matter.
Nope.
I didn't know anybody with PhD, but still, a degree is a degree.
Right.
It's
Just that
supposed
piece
to
of
mean something, and
Yeah.
yet they're out here serving biscuits to somebody.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Ain't
It's
that
like-
some shit?
Like, it's crazy.
Yeah. All right, so let's move on to this one. Should we be worried about the rise of these intelligent machines? Well, I wouldn't say that we should be worried, because we have a lot of tech geniuses like Elon Musk, people like them,
Right.
who are going to do the right thing and try to make sure that the right things are in place before we decide to start building these.
Oh, yeah.
But we still have, corruption in the government, stuff like that. And those people probably going to go very hard to go against that.
Right.
So I would just say that we should be, how should I say, we should just be careful.
Right.
Because, like we said earlier, they're building a whole nother life form. We're creating one like we're God.
Mm-hmm.
We're going to create these machines to do something that we don't want to do.
Right.
And if we don't have anything to keep them from wandering
Right.
into something else that they ain't got no business being in,
Yeah.
that could be really, really dangerous.
And there's been like people that have AI, so to speak, like ChatGPT.
Mm-hmm.
The owner asked him if he was gonna annihilate all humankind, how would he do it? And it was like, well, first I'd break into like the little Roomba, and I'd get in the Roomba to then get into a satellite from space to then, and like you don't realize that them things can jump around.
Yeah.
If there's technology in that sucker, it can get in it.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I mean? And so, like, a lot of people don't realize this, but, like, it could take over your Ford F-150. I know you're like, well, it's not self-driving. Doesn't matter. That thing still uses, like, all kinds of technology and stuff inside of it. It could lock the brakes up. Dude, there's so much it could do.
Yeah. That just takes me to this next question here. How will it impact privacy rights? There won't be any
Gone.
privacy rights.
And to be honest, like, let's keep it real here. That's what we do.
Right.
So our privacy rights are already kind of void, so to speak.
Mm-hmm.
Like our phones, you can turn it off and it still listens to you.
Uh-huh.
So like in the movies, if you ever see them, they're like, oh, we gotta get out of here. They take their phone, throw it on the ground and smash it.
Mm-hmm.
People are like, well, why don't they just turn it off? Because it's still got a battery in it, and that battery, like, let me explain it to you this way. When your phone dies, like, say you have an iPhone for listeners out there. When your phone dies, how does it tell you it's dead? Well, a little bar comes up with a little dead juice thing. Well, clearly it's not all the way dead if a little bar can pop up on the screen and tell you it's dead. So
Right.
just for you guys to think, well, it's off, so what's it matter? No, off does not mean off. Off
Right.
means they can still listen to you.
Right. It's
And
off to you.
It's off to you, and the government can still get in there anytime they want.
Oh,
The
yeah.
privacy thing is it's just not as public as it would be, so to speak, with AI. With AI, it'd be a lot more public because it could just do whatever it wanted.
Right.
It could take photos and
Send
them anywhere. You know what I mean? It's like, so that's definitely it's a scary thing, but at the same time, it's like we're already in that age. We're already in where we don't have privacy.
Yep.
The government can probably listen in your car.
Yeah, they
for
probably
real.
listening now.
Yeah, so
I guarantee you they are.
yeah, there's a lot that you can't. There's no way to escape it. Like
Right.
if you want a phone, you just got to deal with the fact that the government could listen in on you at any time, any
Yeah.
moment, any place.
And if they can't listen, they definitely can track you.
Yes.
Like you said with the iPhone, when that bar pops up, sometimes there's another message up under there that says you can still track your location of this phone even though I'm dead.
Yep.
Government can find you.
Oh yeah, they can.
They got you.
They can. The only way you'd be safe from that is like leaving your phone somewhere and taking like no technology with you, just
Yeah.
off the grid.
literally like a flip phone or like a
yeah.
maybe not even that.
Even a flip phone, dude. Like the CIA, you would be amazed at what they could do. Like a lot of us, like I don't know what all they can do, but I can guarantee you they can do a lot more than anybody thinks they can do.
Oh yeah.
Like you see in those movies, you're like, oh yeah, that's crap. No, no. That's just so real. You think it's crap, but the government doesn't tell us everything.
They don't. Of
They
course.
hide
Why
stuff.
would they?
Yeah, they hide stuff like crazy, man.
Oh yeah. And I mean, I just watched a movie the other day with my girlfriend. I forgot what it was called, but it was on Netflix. It was a movie about social media and how social media is taken kind of like a drug.
Yeah.
Because you get on there, you might be going on there to, text somebody or something like that. Next thing you know, you on Instagram or TikTok scrolling. 15, 20, 30 minutes done went past you like, oh shit. Yep. I was supposed to text him and her back. Like, I'm over here scrolling.
Like, you'll get on there and you'll text them and you start scrolling and then they'll text you back, but you just keep scrolling.
Keep scrolling, yeah.
And then you're like, hey, they texted me back like 2 hours ago. Uh-oh.
Yeah.
So,
I forgot, man. If somebody knows what the name of that movie, the name of that movie is, comment it down below. But that movie opened my eyes up real wide about social media and about cell phones.
Dude, I don't even, like, I'll get on YouTube, and that's still social media to an extent. And I'll get on YouTube, but when I get on YouTube, like, I look up, like, gun videos and, like I usually look up, like, reviews and stuff like that, because YouTube's great for a lot of things.
To learn off of, definitely.
Yes, you can learn stuff off YouTube. You can get reviews from people that try different stuff off YouTube, and that's great. TikTok is more like dances and stuff and like funny videos, I guess. But I don't like Instagram, Snapchat, all them. I don't get on that.
Right.
I don't want nothing to do with that.
I have to admit, I am an Instagram head.
Yeah.
And a YouTube head.
Okay.
For sure.
Okay.
For sure.
I love the YouTube, man. I'll get on YouTube, but like. I used to be on Snapchat all the time.
Yeah, just click.
All day long. And it wasn't really like, it was just me talking to friends. So I guess it's more like a texting thing for me, but, or me talking to particular people.
Right.
But I would be on Snapchat all the time. And I just, now, I'll get on YouTube, like on breaks and stuff like that. And that's like I'll watch some videos while I'm taking a break at work or, maybe sometimes at home, but for the most part, I'm on video games or watching TV or something like that.
Yeah, but I mean, we done went off track a little bit here, but if we reel it back
way off track.
But if we reel it back in though, back to the privacy rights thing. I mean, the government is watching everybody. They are keeping an eye on every single phone, every computer, every TV. They're keeping track. And if you really notice, and this is something that I learned off of that movie, if you really notice, when you're sitting there scrolling on Instagram or you scrolling through YouTube Reels or whatever, the ones that you spend the most time on are the ones that pop up the most.
Right.
Like they're going to pop up more and more and more.
Right.
Like if you watch something motivational and then you watch that all the way through, next slide is probably going to be something else related to that.
Right.
And it keeps going from there.
And then eventually, it's like that'll be all that's on there.
Yeah, and then you get tired of it. You probably get off for about 20-something minutes.
Yeah.
Get back to it, and they do it all over again. It's like a cycle.
Yep.
So let's move on. Should businesses be able to develop their own AI technology? I mean, I could tell you my answer, no. They shouldn't. Small businesses, large businesses, they should not be able to just develop their own technology.
I would have to agree there. I would have to agree that businesses shouldn't be able to just develop their own because it's going to get out of hand.
Mm-hmm.
It's going to get very dangerous.
Oh, yeah.
AI is just going to be able to do whatever the heck it wants. And, like, if you're a business owner, you're more focused on, like, the money and where it goes, and you got to take care of customers, clientele, whatnot. You're not watching that AI.
Right.
It's not like ChatGPT. ChatGPT, his sole job is to watch the AI and make sure it does its job.
Right.
That's it. That's all it does. it would technically offer up new positions, somebody to watch the AI.
Right.
But like, we all have jobs. You only there 8 hours, 10 hours maybe.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe it's real busy, you work at 12s. That AI still has a whole another 12 hours of the day to be doing whatever it wants.
Yeah.
It's off. It's not off in like it's shut down. It's off in like it has free time.
Yeah.
Nothing's scarier than AI with free time.
Yeah, and free thoughts.
Yes, it gets curious. And that's when it starts to get dangerous.
And the worst part about that stuff is that if it gets curious, it can easily, just like how we could think of something new in our heads, they immediately can research everything about whatever they just thought about. Mm-hmm. And not only can they research all of that shit, but they can save and store all of that shit.
Oh, yeah.
I have trouble remembering the names of people that I just met yesterday.
Yeah.
And that AI, that robot can just store it, every little thing.
And the thing is, it can find out, it can not only store it, it'll know who it's working with, and it'll know everybody in the building, and it'll know everybody they're related to and acquainted with.
Yeah.
And they'll know like a lot more than what you wanted to know.
Oh yeah.
And so, but I did do a little bit of research here, and something kind of crazy I found is that an over-reliance on AI technology could result in the loss of human influence and lack in human functioning. So just like we were saying, like WALL-E, the human influence is gone.
Right.
And if you pay attention in WALL-E, the AI is what's really in control. The captain just kind of gets in there and thinks he's in control.
Right.
We find out when WALL-E comes in, hey, you're not in control, and you guys are all like loss of function majorly. You all weigh like 700 pounds and are flying around on these chairs and stuff.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So it's like AI could definitely get to that.
Yeah.
That movie should be like a warning to like everywhere, the whole world. Hey,
pay attention.
Not for the trash is bad in some places, but like to get like that in the movie, it'd have to get a lot worse. But
that's more like, what's it called, post-apocalyptic or something like that.
Yeah.
Like after a nuclear war or something like that.
This is a whole different situation. That AI was in control. It wanted nothing to do with the Earth.
Uh-huh.
It was floating out in space. It liked its freedom.
That's what I'm saying.
So,
do you think it's morally wrong to create sentient artificial beings? Sentient meaning that they're able to feel things like humans. They're able to be more human. They can feel anger and sadness and what's the word? Feel bad for people, stuff like that.
So I know that now. I like the dude Elon Musk. I like him. I like what he stands for, and I like that he's against AI. Great. But he is kind of putting like a type of AI inside people's brains with one of his companies.
Yeah, that little
Neuralink.
chip. Yeah.
Yes. So I think that would be like a step in the direction of that, where they're making. They have started doing, like, it's not like transgender, but it's a type of trans thing where you're half human, half technology.
Damn.
And that is a little bit terrifying.
What do you mean, like
they're
transferring
like
human?
No, more like they're like a good example would kind of be like the chip that they're putting in people's head, but that's not really it though. They're making like, they're trying to get to the point where they can make like RoboCops.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
That's a good
And like,
example,
I do think that eventually, like, they could have feelings. You know what I mean? Because think about it, it's an AI. It grows. It learns, it adapts and whatnot. There's no way to say that it couldn't get feelings.
Right.
You know what I mean? And a dangerous thing about something that's more powerful than anybody on the planet is it having feelings.
Yeah, that's what
I'm saying. You know what I mean? Like we know that like Putin and the president, they have power and they have feelings.
Right.
But this is a whole nother degree of like, it has feelings. Like, you don't want AI to have feelings.
Hell no.
Because it could turn on you so fast, and it would not be good. It'd be so bad. So
It'd be catastrophic.
it would be a very very big issue.
Yeah, I mean, go ahead. You piss that robot off, he might
Mhm.
just hack the nuclear missiles. Like, it's crazy, man. So let's finish this off by talking about some of the risks of AI.
Mhm.
So, what do you think are some of the main risks of that we're taking it to while we're building these AI robots?
I think some of the big risk we've kind of hit on a little bit. So
Right.
like the cognitive thinking,
Uh-huh.
the creativity that we have, being able to think quick on the spot.
Right.
You know what I mean? The function of our bodies, using our bodies, walking at the park, and
Yeah.
we got to go to work. We have to walk in a store. You know, AI could eventually dissolve all that to where we don't have to move as much.
Right.
AI is smart enough where it could make vehicle type things where we could just get out of bed and zoom like Wall-E. We're there. We're going to the places and whatnot.
Yeah, like what's that cartoon? It's that old cartoon, old like the Flintstones, the Jetsons or something like that. You know what I'm talking about?
What's it about?
The
Give me a reference.
the Jetsons, like when they're always flying around in these little spaceships.
Yeah. I don't know the name of it, but I know exactly what you're talking about.
I think it was the Jets, something like that. But yeah, I mean, yeah, it's pretty much right. But some of the ones we miss, what about them being a liability for their actions? Like, what happens if that robot kills somebody? Who's gonna be charged?
You know,
For murder.
that is a great question.
Because I mean, you could tear the robot down, but he still just murdered 5 people.
Right.
So who the hell's about to go to jail for this?
Right. That's a really valid question. Some would say, you know, this is really for you guys to answer, but I would say some would say, well, you know, it's the guy that made the robot, and some would say, well, it's the robot, and they need to be dismantled and hit the off switch, turn them
Right.
off. You know, and that's only like a potential of scariness. 5 people
Yeah.
versus the capability of what AI could do, and what their potential is pretty scary.
Yeah. Another one I got here is they'll have lack of transparency, meaning somebody could put into their what's it called? They could download something into their minds, telling them that let me think of something give you a simple one. All humans are bad. Somebody put that in that robot's head. All humans are bad.
Mm-hmm.
Blah blah blah. So now this robot goes out into the world. Well, now he's seeing humans.
Right.
So what's he gonna do? I mean, you won't be able to change his mind.
Right.
You won't just be like, no, humans aren't bad. What
Right.
do you mean humans are bad? They're not bad.
Right.
You're not
Because
gonna change his mind.
And AI is not gonna slow down and
Right.
and wait for you to give your answer. It's just gonna kill you.
That's what I'm saying.
You know, just like that's it. Yeah, you're done.
Literally.
Literally, that's Terminator right there. You know what I mean?
Oh,
And
yeah.
AI controls robots. It says all humans are bad.
Yeah.
Well, the humans, they can't talk to them because they just go around chopping people up. You know what I mean? Killing them. Done.
That's what I'm saying.
Mowing them down.
And that brings me into this almost the last one was biased algorithms.
Mm-hmm.
If you tell them something is one way, you tell them things are black when really things are white.
It's kind of like raising a kid.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like when you raise a kid, you raise them up to kind of have similar morals and views to you.
Right.
You know what I mean? They get out in the world, they see other people with different morals. They're like, I don't agree with that.
Mm-hmm.
And like me, I've always tried to keep an open mind to what other people think and not necessarily how they feel, because when we talk about feelings, sometimes that can get a little, I don't care.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Simple as that.
I'm just leaving it at that because I don't want to get too political, but, I've always tried to keep an open mind, but some people are like, nah, like I was taught and raised this way, this is how it has to be.
Uh-huh.
And there are things that I'm like that for. There are certain things where I'm like, nah, this is how it needs to be. That's crap.
Yeah.
But at the same time,
I mean, they'll just be programming stuff into these robots,
Mm-hmm.
and they're gonna think what they think.
And when
And
it's
that's gonna be back
programming,
to them.
it's not like me. You can't have an open mind about it because
Nope.
you're programmed to think this strict way.
Yeah. And ain't nothing that anybody could do or say to change that.
Right.
Unless they turn you off and get back inside of your head and start reprogramming some
Right.
things.
Yep.
So another thing, and this is actually something that Elon Musk said, was, large mandates.
Oh,
There's going to
yeah.
have to be a lot of rules
Yes.
and a lot of regulations to make sure that we have control of this new life form that we're talking about building.
Right.
And I mean, we go back to when we were talking about the businesses. If they get the right to build their own, they're not going to be paying no attention to the rules and regulations because they're
Right.
just worried about this robot doing what they think that they
Right.
think
How
things
fast
should
can
do.
we get it done?
Yeah.
We need this, that,
Yeah, how
They're not
fast?
worried
How
about
many
the
can we
rules.
build? What they gonna do?
Right.
Who cares about these rules? Blah 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 blah.
Yep,
Disregard. And then by the time the government gets in, or by the time whoever's supposed to be mandating gets in, it's gonna be too late.
Mm-hmm.
It's gonna be too many people that done already done it.
Yeah, and then the thing was it's called transhumanism, by the way.
Oh,
So the transhumanism, if you're already half robot, how easy would it be for AI to hack you?
yeah.
And then now, your brain's still there, and you watching everything you're doing happen, but you ain't in control.
Exactly.
The AI is controlling you, and now we got real life half Terminators on us. You know what I mean? And even if you were to do in Terminator, you can hit the chip that's in their head, and it'll kill them. But how great of a shot are you? You know what I mean?
Exactly.
So
I mean, I feel like we can agree that there's a lot more risks than reward. And I know a lot of this podcast has probably been more on the against AI. But that's not to say that AI can't be good.
oh yeah,
Because
100%.
AI could be really
It
good.
could be great, and the amount of technology and groundbreaking discoveries that we could go forward
Yeah.
in a evolution type deal. And again, I don't say evolution with we came from monkeys. I say evolution as in
Progressing as society.
progressing as society. Right. We evolve with technology and different things. AI can help push that twice as fast.
Oh, yeah. Definitely.
Yeah.
And it could make things way more efficient.
But then here we go. Here's the question. This is gonna be the title of the video, guys. Is AI? Let's see. Hold on. Sorry, guys. Is AI worth the risk?
Okay.
So, you have that risk reward system. Is
Yeah.
AI gonna be worth the risk for that?
Right.
You know what I mean? Is AI worth the risk for the reward?
Yeah.
And that's the question we'll leave you guys with, I guess.
I mean, yeah. That's a perfect question to ask the people because, you got to think. Like we said, AI could be so good and it can help society, help us progress faster, more efficiently.
Oh, yeah.
But if you really sit down and think and do the research, this stuff could get dangerous.
Oh, yeah. 100%.
I mean, we could end up like the dinosaurs and go extinct if these
Yep.
things figure out that they're smarter than us and faster than us and stronger than us.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And they end up being able to build themselves.
Yeah, and then they're more durable. And,
Oh, yeah.
And
And you can't just shoot them dead like you can a human because they're
Right.
not flesh.
Right.
But,
They don't bleed out.
yeah.
They just get holes poked in them and get all angry.
That's
They
what-
have feelings.
Yeah, literally. So,
So-
yeah, I like that question. I mean, is AI worth the risk for the reward? I don't know.
Yeah, that's a good way to phrase it. Is AI worth the risk for the reward? You guys answer us in the chat.
Oh, yeah.
Let us know.
Comment down below and tell us what your opinions of AI is. Do y'all think it could be a good thing? Do y'all think it could be a bad thing? And let us know why.
Yep.
So, yeah, I mean, this has been a pretty good podcast. What episode is this?
This is episode number 4. Episode number 5 is going to be it's very opinionated so far. We're thinking, but it's going to be about tools, what kind of power tools we like. We're in the trade, so we use them a lot. But yeah, thanks for tuning in, guys.
Hell yeah. Like or dislike, it don't matter.
Yeah, comment, subscribe, or say you don't want to subscribe, you hate it,
Oh, yeah.
whatever.
And if you liked it, share us to your friends and your family.
Yeah.
Show them,
Even if they don't like us, tell them to leave a comment then.
Yes. Comment down below. I didn't like it.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh, well, what can we do to be better?
Right. Right.
Oh yeah.
We like it. So.
Oh yeah. Always.
Yeah.
OTR out.
Till next time.